Algebra 1, Lesson 3. It's all about perimeter, really. Part A is just called perimeter, and all that is the distance around a figure. It's the sum of the lengths of all the outside edges. And for a rectangle, that's twice the length plus twice the width. For some shape like you see in example 1, we just add up the lengths of all the edges. So that's what we're going to do here in example 1. Now, first thing we notice, a couple of these aren't labeled. When you're doing these in the problem set, you're going to want to redraw the figure and label all the sides. Do not write in your textbook. Okay, so on this bottom, and it says, by the way, all angles are right angles. So we know the length of this bottom side is equal to the sum of all these top horizontal sides. These two total 7. This one has to be 8 because I have to add up to 15. And then over here, this one's 9, so the one over here has to be 9. And just going back through, making sure all the other ones are there. They're all labeled now. So now we just add them up. In whatever order you choose, just make sure you get all of them. So I'm going to mark those off. 15 plus 5 is 20. And then I have 8, and there's another 8. There's 16. 9 and 9 is 18. I just need the 4. Okay, so we have 16 and 4 is 20, 40, 58. Again, you can add those in whatever order you wish. I just was trying to get multiples of 10. Okay, so 58 inches. That is the perimeter of that figure. That's all there is to the problems that are from Part A. Part B is still perimeter. It's just perimeter of a circle, and that is called circumference. So, some terms to review. Radius is could be thought of as the segment or the distance from the center to any point on the circle. Okay, so we're going to write that. Distance from center of circle to any point on the circle, so on the edge. Okay, so there's your radius. Diameter is the whole way across. It's 2 radii. This is the diameter, and this is the distance from one edge or one point on the circle to the other and goes through the center. From one point on circle to another when you go through the center. Okay, it must go through the center, and it touches both edges, or both endpoints are on the edge of the circle. It's 2 radii. Distance equals 2 times the, diameter equals 2 times the radius. Alright, and then circumference, like I said, that is the perimeter of a circle. And we've got 2 formulas for that are basically the same, knowing that the diameter is twice the radius. C equals 2 pi r. If you're given the diameter, instead you're just going to want to say pi d. Pi times the diameter. And pi is approximately 3.14. Okay, so now some examples using this. The radius of a circle is 3 centimeters. Find its circumference. Alright, so we're given radius, so we're going to use the one that has an r in it. C equals 2 pi r. And they say the radius is 3, so circumference equals 2 pi times 3. Okay, and then we multiply. I didn't write that that's 3.14, but I'll take care of that when I'm multiplying. So right now we have 6, we'll do that right here, times 3.14. So we multiply 3.14 times 6. Looks like the circumference is approximately, because pi was rounded, 18.84 centimeters. Don't forget your units. Oops. Okay. And the next one, we're given the circumference, and we are supposed to figure out what the radius is. So it's kind of working backwards. Okay, again, we're using radius, so we're going to write C equals 2 pi r. The circumference is 24, so that goes in place of the C. And now we're supposed to find out what the radius is. So first thing I'm going to do, okay, I have radius by itself now, and I can reduce that. I have 12 divided by pi, 12 divided by pi. So 12 on the inside, 3.14 on the outside. Place my decimal, 1, 2, 1, 2, bring that up. Okay, and 314 isn't going to 120, so we're going to do this, and it looks like that's going to be a 3. Okay, 12, 4, 9. Okay, 8, 5, 2. And that should probably be an 8. I probably shouldn't have done this where my footer is. I'm going to run out of room. 32, 11, 25. Okay, so that is 67. Okay, 68. If I bring down one more. Usually if they don't tell you, I like to do 2 decimal places. So 680, that's going to be a 2. And that is 628. With not a lot left. Well, yeah, that I can see is not going to round up. So when you have the space, you should do another one just to make sure, but I looked ahead. 3.82 meters. And again, that's approximate. That was the radius. Okay, so that is how we do one like that. It's a little more work than the other one, but definitely doable. Now, on the other side here, we have some composite figures. That's where we have a few different, 2 or 3 different shapes kind of smushed up against each other, and we're just finding perimeter. So that dotted line and that radius, they are not part of the outside edge. They are not going to be included when we're adding things up. Okay, so we want to make sure we label all the things that aren't labeled for us. This is 10, the top is 10. This left side, okay, well, here's a radius which is 3. There's a radius which is 3. This is 6. And again, we're not including this one. That's not an outside edge. We do need to include this curve. It's a half of a circle. The circumference of a whole circle is 2 pi r. Right? But we only need half of that. That's just pi r. So this curve, this half circle, is pi times that radius. So 3 pi's that edge. Okay, so 10 plus 10 plus 6 plus 3 pi. So we have 26 plus 3 pi inches. And just a quick check in the book to see if they're making you do decimals at this point, because I want you to be able to check your odds in the back and things to match up. So we are going to go ahead and get a decimal answer to this, which means we're doing 3.14 times 3 and then adding that to our 26. So 12, 3, 4, 9, add to 26. And looks like we're getting 35.42 inches. Okay, one more. This one has a rectangle and 2 half circles. Same thing, make sure we have all the missing sides labeled. 5 and 5 is 10. Okay, so this edge is the same as this. We have 4 plus 4 plus 6. That's 8 plus 6, which is 14. And then we have the 2 half circles to label. Again, half is half the circumference is just pi r. So 4 pi for this one, 5 pi for that one. So for the straight edges, 6 and 14 is 20, plus 10 is 30. And then for the half circles, we have 9 pi, because 4 pi here plus another 5 pi is 9 pi. I am adding those before I multiply by the decimal. It's a little less work. So we have 3.14 times 9, instead of multiplying it times 4 and multiplying it times 5 and then adding. So 36, 9 and 3 is 12, 27 and 1 is 28. Place the decimal, add 30 to that, and it looks like the perimeter of this one is approximately 58.26 feet. Now, the whole rest of this side is practice problems from the book, and I'll let you go ahead and try those out. That's it for the notes. Enjoy.